What's up, everybody? I'm finally back from my extended summer break, ready to make some new videos. But I kind of want to start out things a bit chill and slowly get back into it. So I thought this would be a great moment to give you some behind the scenes views and impressions of my studio and where I do my work. But for that, we actually have to go to the other side of the studio. So see you there. Welcome to the other side of the studio. You might be wondering what's going on here. We're kind of in the entrance right now, and this is not only where I do most of my business stuff, sometimes cutting videos, having lunch, or just hanging out. This is also my girlfriend's art shop. Because when I got this place, it was pretty big, so I kind of had to divide it up, which is nice to have like a studio space and then some other place to hang out. There's also daylight here, but there's a lot of big white wall, and I would have never managed by myself to kind of create this comfy, nice living room, artsy environment. So luckily, since my girlfriend is an artist, check her out on Instagram. Her name is artshit1997. And she paints a lot. So all the stuff you have in here, all the artworks are painted by her, which is really nice. I really enjoy like just chilling on one of the couches or one of the seats and just having a place, first of all, with daylight, and then something that's kind of a relaxing vibe. You can have some people over here for some drinks. There's actually quite a lot of space. We have a few different couches, ways to sit. There's also a TV, which I try not to watch all the time, but can also be kind of nice to just watch a series. And then there's some extra storage for bikes and stuff. And my girlfriend also does some upcycling. So there's some clothing over there. But this is just the entrance. So let me actually show you where it goes from here. You're not going to see me anymore, but bear with me. So we're over here. We're stepping into the kitchen. Okay, the light will turn on in a second. I'm gonna grab you real quick. So I have a fridge right here, some snacks. You obviously might wanna have a drink here and there. Snacks are important for producing, obviously, and then just a basic. So this wasn't meant to be a kitchen. So I have a rice cooker, like an induction plate and something so it doesn't always smell. I spend quite a lot of time here, so I have to eat. Yeah. Let's head over here. This was the kitchen. Then the notorious storage. Probably the last thing I'm gonna try to organize eventually. You will see I always have some materials and boxes and stuff. But this is nice to have an extra storage. There's so much space in here, which makes it really cool to just store stuff. Just sometimes to organize it, not that easy. You know, I'm doing a lot of DIY stuff, all the absorbers. I built most of the stuff in the studio myself. So this is kind of the wood shop where I have some stuff. But let's now actually head into the magic room. So one of the only fails I committed is that I put the door in, or we put the door in this way. So it opens up from here to here, which is not super convenient, but not the end of the world either. So we're gonna step in here. You already see the door opening up. And then this is where the magic happens. This is the studio, my new setup. If we head over here, you can see I have a few new things going on. This is the view from over here. I think it's more like almost like 4 meters by 7 meters, which makes it quite nice and big. Crazy how much work all of this is actually to keep this in shape. But yeah, this was kind of the space. All of the stuff you see here, I kind of did most of it DIY, like put in the floor. I was going to leave the floor like just with concrete, but obviously for the sound, that wasn't necessarily the best idea. So below the carpet or below this wooden floor, you would have like a layer of rock wool or mineral wool. And on top of that, I just added some more wood from the pallets to have this like floating. So when you're walking in here, you can actually feel that the floor is relatively soft, but it's kind of nice. I'm happy with the sound. Otherwise, treatment wise, behind the cabin, behind these walls, there's quite some mineral wool as well. But then I kind of treat it inside the cabin. So we have Basotect, then we have some a rock wool behind these panels in here, and then also Basotect in the ceiling. At my grandpa's place, it was just a bit too dead, the room, so I decided to add a bit of diffusion. And then luckily, in this neighborhood, we're in Valencia, close to the beach, there was a lot of construction going on, and they were so nice to give me quite a bunch of pallets, which just had the right size for my absorbers that I had in my prior studio at my grandpa's place, which I then shipped here in a crazy, in German you would say Aktion, which means like action, and a crazy event. I kind of packed all of that stuff up and tried to send it over here, which worked out. And they had just the right size to fit in these panels over here. And I also used the wood of these panels to build my speaker stands and stuff, where you have my focals. I'm missing my sub. Right now it's in Portugal being fixed. But yeah, actually looking at the setup, this is what we're going to do next, because I have quite a bunch of new machines and I want to do a bit more technical stuff, talk about plugins, analog gear and things like that. So I'm going to try from now on every Monday to upload a video talking about tech. Doesn't matter if it's analog gear, plugins. So let me know in the comments what tools and plugins you would like to see covered. But I'm going to start things out in the next video just with something talking about my setup and how I combine like these digital tools over here, or like MIDI controllers, and how I combine that and fuse that with my analog gear. Yeah, so this was tougher to film than I expected, but I hope you got a good look into where I'm working and where I'm doing my stuff. Feel free to ask any additional questions about how I built it and whatnot. Maybe I should do another video on that as well. But yeah, it was nice to have you here. See you for the next video and have a good one.